Luo Feng attended that grand meeting of the Human Council which was being presided over by the City Lord himself. There, everyone was informed that the gates of the Primordial Star are going to open very soon, and whoever wants to go there should brace themselves. The scene shifts to where Venerable Zhen Yan and Luo Feng's friend were sitting together and having a drink. Just then that friend consults Zhen Yan and asks, why don't we both go to the Primordial Star together? But Zhen Yan shakes his head with regret and says, my strength is not enough for that place yet. At that very moment Master Zhujian arrives there. He was silent as if he wanted to say something. Luo Feng's friend smiles and says, Master, it seems you have come to borrow a top-tier treasure from Luo Feng. Master Zhujian replies seriously and says, yes, it is true. I needed a supreme treasure armor so that I can face the dangers of the Primordial Star. In return, I will give you 10 heavy treasures after returning from there. We can even sign a formal contract for this. A spark appears on Babata's face, and she says Luo Feng 10 heavy treasures is a very excellent deal. We will make a huge profit in this. Just then Guy also arrives there. After greetings he comes straight to the real point and says it seems Master Zhujian has also come here for a soul-type treasure. Luo Feng, if you give that to me then I will give you 3 top treasures in return. Babata chirps again and says 3 top treasures is also not a bad deal. But suddenly her voice becomes serious. The soul-type treasure they are asking for is connected with the Star Tower. If anyone else tries to merge with it then their death is certain. Therefore it is better to accept Master Zhujian's offer. But Luo Feng looks at both of them and says with great calmness, both of your offers are excellent in their own place, but I also intend to go to the Primordial Star. Therefore I will need those treasures myself. There were shadows of surprise on everyone's faces. Zhen Yan interrupts him, Luo Feng, do you even have any idea how terrifying that place is? There was a strange peace in Luo Feng's eyes. I just want to explore that place once. His friend handles the conversation and says, well, it is good you told us otherwise. I was also about to ask for a treasure from you. Anyway, a drink is a must on this matter. Master Zhujian had to go somewhere for urgent work, so he leaves, and everyone else continues the gathering. Later, when Luo Feng and Zhen Yan were sitting alone, the senior warns him, Luo Feng, even big high-level venerable warriors lose their lives at the Primordial Star. Are you really ready? Luo Feng just nods his head. Zhen Yan smiles, okay, I have faith in you, but take care of your safety. Luo Feng mutters in his mind, now the right time has come for me to take back my Calamity battle armor from Emperor Yan. Actually, the owner of the Star Tower had 2 disciples. One was Luo Feng, and the other was Emperor Yan. Luo Feng was confident that he could now achieve his second right, which means that armor. Meanwhile, the news of Luo Feng going to the Primordial Star had spread like wildfire. Some cultivators were whispering among themselves, this Blade River King is only at the undying level. If he falls into the hands of powerful warriors of other species, then his survival is impossible. The second warrior says tauntingly, no one cares about his death. The regret will be that if our top treasures fall into the hands of enemies, then a threat will be created for the entire humanity, and he will be called a criminal. Luo Feng was moving towards his destination. Babata tells him Emperor Yan territory is very far from here. Luo Feng replies, I have the galaxy ship, we will reach faster than expected. During the journey, Babata praises the ship and says this is indeed an incomparable treasure. Its speed is 800 times faster than the speed of light. After a long journey of 3 months, they reach the border from where Emperor Yan territory used to begin. Luo Feng gets lost in memories and says there was a time when the origin of Yan tribe and humans of Earth was the same, but suddenly they broke ties with us. I do not know how they must be living their lives now. Babata warns him, Luo Feng, do not forget that after separating from us they joined hands with our enemies. You will have to be very smart. Luo Feng says, I will take precautions, but I do not think Emperor Yan will ignore the words of the owner of the Star Tower. I just want to know what exactly happened that they became our mortal enemies. Emperor Yan was sitting on the luxurious throne of the palace. There was a strange hatred in his eyes, As soon as he realized that Luo Feng had entered his territory, a bitter smile appeared on his lips. He says in his mind, humans are good only as long as you are ready to give your life for them. I will not let this calamity battle armor go into the hands of any human now. Suddenly he used his space technique. Luo Feng gets a shock as he was not able to teleport anymore. He understood that this is indeed the doing of Emperor Yan. Babata cried out in panic, Luo Feng, the Dark Universe coordinates of this territory have disappeared, and the teleportation has been blocked. Luo Feng calculates if I move, even at the speed of light, it will take hundreds of years to reach the palace. It is clear that Emperor Yan does not want to return the armor. Emperor Yan was watching his helplessness from afar and says, are you still moving forward? Do not blame me now for what is going to happen to you. Suddenly Luo Feng felt that the space around him is gradually shrinking. Just then messages from friends started coming to him. Luo Feng, get out of there immediately. Many fighters of other species are moving towards you. Luo Feng smiled, so this is the reason why space is being made smaller so that those hunters can find me easily. But they will not be able to catch me, and thankfully because of the shorter path now my journey will end quickly. Just then a giant monster, who was a universe master of the demon race, stood in front of him. He surrounded Luo Feng with his lord domain. Luo Feng started running here and there. Just then, another warrior caught him in his spiritual hands with his 90 million sand technique. He thought the Luo Feng game was over, but as soon as he opened his fist there was nothing there. Seeing Luo Feng's fast speed, that warrior was stunned and said, how is he teleporting here? Babata said, chirping. What did you think? The clone of the Mosha clan has a special ability to merge with space. As long as he is a part of space, no one can even touch him. Emperor Yan, sitting in the palace, became furious and said, I underestimated you, but the hunt has just begun. Meanwhile, Luo Feng had played his move. He had already sent his precious treasures to a safe place through his servants. He roared and said, what is mine, I will take it at any cost. On the way, many warriors surrounded him. One attack was so powerful that the entire planet present in front turned into ashes, and Luo Feng fell backward. The warriors surrounded him from all sides. Just then a powerful explosion occurred. Luo Feng blasted himself that this was a trick of his. Just before the explosion he had sent his Mosha clan clone far away, and he escaped once again. Emperor Yan's anger was at its peak, and he said, the Primordial Star is about to open. I will not waste my time anymore. Now when you come here, only then I will teach you a lesson. Luo Feng, while continuing his journey, goes to the City Lord in the virtual universe. The City Lord was serious. Luo Feng, you're going to the Primordial Star is acceptable to me, but why did you go into that territory? You showed your biggest strength, that merging ability, to everyone. Now people will find a way to counter it. Luo Feng said respectfully, Master, I want to fight in the Primordial Star and not run away. Therefore I am going to get that armor. The City Lord sighed. Emperor Yan is a selfish and narrow-minded person. In the past he killed his own brother to steal a treasure. He has a lot of arrogance inside him. Be careful. Back in the real world, Luo Feng was now standing right in front of the palace of Emperor Yan. His voice echoed throughout the entire area. Emperor Yan, come here and meet me. Thousands of soldiers rushed to kill him. How dare you come here and speak like this? But just then Emperor Yan himself stopped his soldiers, and the heavy doors of the palace kept opening for Luo Feng. As soon as Luo Feng reaches the palace, Emperor Yan says with a fake smile, Junior brother, look, as soon as you arrived I removed the space block, which was very necessary for the protection of my tribe. Luo Feng smiled in his mind. It was not for protection, it was to stop me. But without wasting time he comes straight to the point and demands his battle armor. The master had already sent instructions to Emperor Yan, so he could not refuse. As soon as Emperor Yan shows that armor and Luo Feng extends his hand to take it, suddenly Emperor Yan starts putting a terrifying pressure of his power on him. Luo Feng did not budge from his place and said in a cold voice, Are you refusing to obey the master command? Emperor Yan says tauntingly, how can that be possible? That this calamity armor is a priceless treasure, and you are still so weak that you are not worthy of it. If I gave it to you and it fell into the wrong hands, I would never be able to forgive myself. Luo Feng's anger reached its peak. He destroyed Emperor Yan's throne in a single blow. Emperor Yan roared, "Come then, show your divine power and prove that you can snatch this armor from me." A clash begins between the two. Emperor Yan opens his domain, which makes it difficult for Luo Feng to move forward. Emperor Yan, again showing his cunningness, says that he is doing all this for his own good. Luo Feng says in clear words, "Tell me straight, will you give it or not? Otherwise I will have to complain about you to the master." Hearing about the complaint, Emperor Yan is left with no choice, and he removes his domain. As soon as Luo Feng touches the armor, he says, "Even though I cannot destroy your territory, you cannot stop me from taking my right." As soon as Luo Feng wears that supreme armor, he feels a tremendous power. While leaving, he turns around and says, "Thank you for this armor, and you will not have to take the trouble to come outside to see me off." Emperor Yan taunts Luo Feng while he is leaving junior brother. "You are indeed very smart, but when you go to the Primordial Star, be careful." The gates of the Primordial Star had opened. A flood of strong cultivators from different clans had gathered all around. When Luo Feng reaches its outer area, he is stunned to see the sight there. There was fighting and bloodshed everywhere. Powerful warriors were targeting those who were returning with treasures from inside. Luo saw that more than 10,000 primordial stars are connected to each other through a vortex. This means any strong universe lord can appear right in front of us from anywhere. Babata warns him, "Luo Feng, this place is very dangerous for you." Because of the statements of Bark Mirror Emperor, the entire world thinks that you are a walking treasure trove, filled with treasures. If anyone gets the news that you are here, everyone will attack you. Luo Feng says carelessly, "Do not worry, I have a plan." To hide his identity, he brought out the Nethersea clone and the golden-horned beast. He made the golden-horned beast wear his precious armor. Babata said, chirping, "Great idea. Cultivators will think that some cultivator of the Stellar Giant Alliance has come along with the Beast Alliance." As soon as they enter inside through the portal, Luo Feng feels the terrifying aura of that place. Divine power had to be burned there. And the biggest difficulty was that neither teleportation was possible there, nor was there any way to escape. Luo Feng sees that even if the ground and mountains there break, they recover on their own. Babata tells him everything is calm right now, because no big treasure has come out. As soon as any treasure is seen, rivers of blood will flow here. Just then Luo Feng feels a strong aura. He moves towards one side, where he sees a giant golden sword embedded in the ground. Babata cried out, "Its aura is amazing. This is definitely some supreme treasure." Luo Feng was about to take it. Just then a shock comes out from the sword which pushes him backward. At that very moment, 3 cultivators of the prison clan surround him. They had heavy hammers in their hands. Luo Feng, looking at their stature, understands that these are the people of the prison tribe whose strength is equal to venerable fire erosion. One of them growled, "We respect the Star Beast Alliance, therefore we are letting you go. But if you even look up at this sword, we will bury you right here." Luo Feng said, "Oh really? Come then, let us see." He made his size so big that all 3 of them started looking like ants in front of him. Previously Luo Feng could not last against them, but now he had changed. A terrifying attack begins from both sides. With the help of Luo Feng's star seals, he throws their strikes right back at them. The golden-horned beast starts thrashing them here and there like toys with its tail. To increase his speed, he used the golden thread light domain. All 3 of them panicked, not even a scratch came on his body. Meanwhile, Luo Feng realized that the sword is about to be fully ready, and if the fight dragged on, then people from other clans like the Northern Alliance and Hong Alliance who have just arrived there will also jump into the fight. And that is exactly what happened. More cultivators were seen coming from afar. Babata shouted, "Luo Feng, if you still do not strike, you will be attacked from all 3 sides." Luo Feng, showing his cleverness, created a barrier all around the sword. The people of the prison tribe kept trying to break that barrier in anger, but as soon as the sword became completely ready, Luo Feng leaped and grabbed it. Without wasting a single moment, he opened his silver wings and disappeared from there with the speed of lightning. The cultivators standing behind were left dumbfounded. Does he possess a top supreme treasure like the silver wings? If we go after him, our energy will be exhausted. He has unlimited power. One cultivator says to his companion, inform the Northern Alliance quickly. That was a divine sword, we cannot let it go just like that. The scene shifts. In the Hong Alliance city of the virtual universe, Luo Feng was having a drink with his friend. Just then his eyes fall on a team sitting nearby who are talking with great excitement. Have you heard a supreme sword has appeared in the Primordial Star? They say it can create an endless river of sword. Its power is extraordinary. But unfortunately, some space beast ran away with it. Luo Feng's heart beat fast. This means the sword that has fallen into my hands is not an ordinary thing, but a supreme treasure. Just then a female cultivator sitting nearby informs them the Universe Master of the Northern Alliance has only managed to get its disc. They can go to any extent to get that sword and are ready to pay a very huge price for it. Another guy growled, we should join forces and snatch the sword from that beast. Hearing this, Luo Feng understood that the danger has now increased even more. He immediately comes out of the virtual universe. In the real world, Luo Feng was flying along with his golden-horned beast and Nethersea clone. He immediately hid the Nethersea clone inside his inner world. Just then suddenly, two universe masters blocked his path. Luo Feng saw a blood spear in the hand of one of them. This is definitely the Palace Master who is from the Northern Alliance. Just then, a deadly soul attack was suddenly launched at him. Babata cried out, be careful, Luo Feng. There is a life mask in his divine power. If your soul is destroyed even once, everything will be over. Luo Feng put in his entire spiritual energy and broke free from the clutches of that soul attack. Just then the Palace Master launched his most dangerous strike, the 13 spear attack. But he received a deep shock when not even a scratch came on Luo Feng. He was left dumbfounded. Impossible. This strike of mine brings a Universe Master to their knees then. How did this ordinary beast survive? Luo Feng said in his mind, thankfully because of my silver wings and calamity armor, which reduced the impact of the attack by 20,000 times. Still, a small part of my divine body was destroyed. If my body had not been large, I would have been killed today. The cultivators of the Hong Alliance had also set out to find him. Luo Feng used his mirror treasure and dropped golden firebombs to distract them. Luo said, cultivators of all the big clans are after me, it seems I must meet Teacher Chaos City Lord. Just then the heavy voice of Chaos City Lord echoed Luo Feng, give all your precious belongings to the remote ocean body and send it in a different direction from the golden-horned beast. Do not enter any portal, there might be a trap there. Luo Feng understood everyone thinks that the golden-horned beast has the sword, therefore no one will suspect the remote ocean body. The City Lord commanded, just a little more time. Until I arrive there, save your life. Moving forward during the journey, he met Tian Ying. Seeing him, Luo Feng's silver wings started vibrating rapidly. Luo Feng understood, my silver wings are incomplete. This person possesses the other part of it. If I can acquire it, my speed and power will increase boundlessly. On the other side, Tian Ying also realized that his wings and Luo wings can together become a complete treasure. Therefore he started launching attacks on Luo. But due to lack of time, Luo used the golden mirror domain and had to leave from there. Just then suddenly a suffocating pressure was felt. The Universe Lord of the Northern Alliance arrived there. He grabbed Luo from a great distance and pulling him close said, Stellar Beast, hand over your treasures to me, otherwise I will not leave you alive. Just then the Universe Lord of the Star Beast Alliance reached there. He launched a powerful strike on the Northern Alliance Lord from afar, which loosened the grip on Luo, and Luo fell downward. He said, are you challenging the Space Beast Alliance by trying to kill my junior? Now try touching him. Both masters were about to clash with each other. Just then, Chaos City Lord himself appeared there. As soon as he arrived, the atmosphere there completely changed. His dominance was such that the attitude of the Northern Alliance Universe Lord softened. The Space Beast Master said with respect, "City Lord, this treasure is nothing for you, therefore please let it remain with my junior." The City Lord smiled and announced, "Okay, I will not take this treasure, and now no member of the Hong Alliance will trouble the Golden Horned Beast." As soon as everyone left from there, the Space Beast Master scanned the Golden Horned Beast. Luo Feng cleverly lied that he had been wandering in the universe since childhood, therefore he could never come to the Alliance. The Master gave him the token of that place and left. Just then Babata cried out, "Luo Feng, the Northern Alliance members are coming this way carrying the disc of that sword." Luo Feng saw that those cultivators were not that strong, but they possessed that disc which could track the sword. He made one final master plan. He had already sent all his treasure to the remote ocean body. As soon as the enemies came close, Luo Feng exploded his golden horned beast body himself. The enemies were left dumbfounded. What kind of beast was this? He blew himself up without even fighting. They searched everywhere, but neither any sword was found there, nor any treasure. In the next scene we see Luo Feng, who was moving towards Chaos City. He remembers his old days when he used to hang out with friends. He smiles and says 100,000 years have passed since those days. Just then Luo Feng's servant tells him that they have reached Chaos City. Luo Feng goes straight to the Chaos City Lord. The City Lord praises him. "Luo Feng, saving yourself by using self-destruct in times of trouble, and then regenerating yourself through the Nether Sea clone. I really like this idea of yours." The City Lord asks, "What is the plan for this legendary sword now?" Luo Feng replies, "Teacher, this sword is still incomplete. Even selling it will not fetch a good price." Then the City Lord advises him to donate it to the human race, in exchange for which he will get treasure points. Luo Feng agrees to this. And with the treasure points you receive, you can also take any other good treasure. Now Luo enters inside the treasure vault. Priceless treasures were scattered all around. Luo says to himself, "I have the Nethersea clone, whose spiritual power is already very high, therefore I do not need any spiritual type treasure. Instead, I need something that can be useful in my fights." As the system scans the River Compass sword, the system finally asks him, "Do you want to donate it?" Luo says yes. For that, Luo gets 12 supreme treasure points. Luo checks for some good treasure with the 12 points, but the supreme treasures there were of 16 points. Luo's eyes fall on the treasures present there. The ones he was liking had prices starting from 16 treasure points. Just then he sees the 9 Tiger River Supreme Treasure, whose price was also 16 points. Luo looks at it closely and says, "For me, quality matters, not quantity." To increase his points, Luo brings out his ancient ship and exchanges it. He says in his mind, "If no one buys this, then I will take it back later." In exchange for that ship, he gets 4 treasure points, due to which he now had a total of 16 points. Without any delay, Luo buys the 9 Tiger River treasure, which was a domain type treasure. Luo binds that treasure with his golden horned beast. After the fusion, he feels that now this treasure has merged with the domain of the golden horned beast. Now his strength has increased many times more than before, and he has also become quite fast in escaping. Now he will not need the golden light mirror, and his safety on the Primordial Star will also be guaranteed. But Luo knew that this was not enough. He says even though this is a good treasure, it will not be enough because very powerful cultivators are present on the Primordial Star. Just then Luo remembers the coordinates of the black metal plate given by the Master of the Star Tower. If I can acquire that 4th plate, then the gene level of my golden horned beast will break through. 1 month passes. Luo reaches that planet. Babata tells him that this is an artisan planet. Its owner is famous by the name of Artisan Master, who can make incomparable treasures with his capability. Many races of the world give him a lot of respect, and that is why he has his own unique identity. Babata warns him Luo killing anyone on this planet is forbidden. And you cannot go here with your human identity because you will immediately come into everyone's eyes. Therefore use your Nethersea clone. Luo hands over all the treasures to his golden horned beast body and transforms himself into the Nethersea clone. He says if that artisan has such a great identity, then his students will also be very strong. Hopefully this journey will not be dangerous for me. As soon as he reaches near a palace of that planet, he starts feeling the vibration of that metal piece, but the cultivators standing outside stop him. This is the Artisan Mountain, a sacred palace. The entry of outsiders is forbidden here. If you want to go inside, you will have to wait until you are chosen as a disciple. Just then the news arrives that the master has left from here just 2 days ago, and it might take him 10,000 years to return. Hearing this, the other people start leaving from there, but something else was going on in Luo's mind. If the master is not here, then I can steal that piece. Luo sends his Moshaklan clone inside the palace by turning it into a spark. There was a lot of space blockage inside. Luo moves forward hiding and sees that the piece is right in the middle of the mountain. On the way he sees cultivators of the Cosmic Overlord level. Luo tells himself, if I rush I will get caught. I have to wait for the right time. As soon as those people strike the treasure with their hammers, Luo takes advantage of that noise and moves down quickly. There he sees a terrifying furnace. The fire there was so terrifying that only a Cosmic Overlord could endure it. Luo gathers courage. That metal is inside this furnace. I cannot back down. As soon as Luo's Mosha clone steps into the furnace, it instantly turns into ashes. Luo is shocked. So much power. Even if I use the Nethersea clone, it will be of no use. Now only the Calamity armor is the way. Luo sends his golden horned beast body inside and starts giving it spiritual energy from the Nethersea clone. Babata shouts, "Hurry up, Luo!" The divine body of the golden horned beast is disappearing very fast. Finally, Luo sees that metal plate. As soon as he picks it up, a seal grips the golden horned beast. Luo uses his full strength to free it, but wait. This trouble is detected by the artisan master. Luo had managed to get the metal plate with great difficulty. But now this new trouble was advancing. From somewhere far away, a giant hand of the artisan master tears through the sky and moves towards the golden horned beast. The golden horned beast endures that attack. The master's voice echoes. "Endured my attack. Impressive. It would be useless to kill you so easily. Let's see how you survive here." The artisan master throws the golden horned beast into an unknown vortex. In the next scene we see that the artisan master, while pushing the golden horned beast body into that vortex portal, says, "Whatever I am doing, all this is the plan of the Star Tower Master. He just wants to see if you can stay alive in this." Here inside a spaceship, Luo with his original body thinks, where exactly did the artisan master throw the golden horned beast? Luo immediately brings out his Nethersea clone and, using its spiritual power, tries to trace the beast in this pure universe, but he does not find it anywhere. Even to the extent that he was not able to connect with his soul power. Now we see the beast, along with Babata. Babata looks here and there in surprise and says, "What place is this?" To look at this seems exactly like normal space. Just then the golden horned beast says, "I am not able to sense my divine kingdom in this place." Babata also checks and she finds out that she is not able to connect with the virtual universe. They both were completely isolated from the world at this moment. The beast gets lost in thought. "Even after catching me, the artisan master did not snatch any treasure from me and just threw me here. Why, after all?" Babata says, "Definitely. Then the artisan master was saying the right thing. This is all the planning of the Star Tower Master." At that very moment, Luo brings out his Mosha clan body and keeps the golden horned beast body safely inside. Luo says, if all this is the Master's plan, then God knows what kind of trial this is going to be. Now Luo starts moving forward at the speed of light, but a strange incident happens. He had still not reached the Dark Universe. Whereas in the original universe, as soon as a person reaches the speed of light, they enter the Dark Universe. Babata, analyzing the data, says, "Luo, here the speed of light is 100 times faster than the original universe. And here the rules of the rest of the universe are also completely different. Hearing this, Luo is stunned. Is this perhaps another universe? On the other side, the original Luo is in his headquarters. He says, even though the beast has been trapped there, but even after this disadvantage, I am happy, because I have got the last metal plate. Now I will be able to know those techniques which I was not able to understand, and will be able to learn up to the 6th and 7th level of the 9 Calamity Secret Manual. Saying this, Luo immerses himself in his training. Over there, 1 year has passed since the Mosha clone started wandering in that unknown place. No human is seen far and wide. Just then suddenly a soul attack happens on him. But nothing happens to the body of the Mosha clone. The cultivator who attacked is shocked. Just then 2 more cultivators arrive there and say, we have not seen anyone here for 60,000 years. We have been living here alone for just this much time. One female cultivator says with a smile, it will be great fun to play with this boy. Luo recognizes those 3. These are Lord Maijian, Serdan, and Urian, who disappeared a long time ago. Babata says it seems they are also trapped here. Just then those 3 attack the Mosha clone, but Luo instantly transforms into the golden horned beast. Seeing this, Urian gets excited. Now it will be even more fun. They attack again. Luo tries to run away quickly with the help of his star silver wings, but because the universe law is different there, those 3 easily reach near him. They shout he possesses a supreme treasure like the silver wings. So all 3 join forces and unleash strike after strike on Luo from 3 sides, as if Luo is getting a severe beating. But after many attempts, when not even a hair of Luo is harmed, they realize he also has a supreme armor, kill him and snatch everything. One of them creates a domain, the second starts a soul attack, and Maijian attacks with her sword. She throws Luo onto a burning planet and says now he will die. His armor will be mine, and you both can keep the rest of the treasure. But just then Luo uses his domain, the 9 Tiger River. Seeing this, all 3 of them are left dumbfounded. This is a supreme domain treasure. Suddenly the speed of those 3 was greatly reduced. They were not able to reach the beast at all and start moving backward. But Luo was not going to leave them now. He says, I do not know you, but you have attacked me. Meijian says in anger, I left you alive and you are chasing me. She takes out her sword and starts launching rapid strikes on Luo with her divine power. Her strength was disappearing very fast. She plays her final move and tries to plunge her golden sword into the stomach of the beast, but not even a hair of the beast is harmed. The remaining 2 cultivators get scared. This golden horned beast is very dangerous. Even with Meijian ultimate move, nothing happened to him. Instead, her divine body has become very weak. Luo says, roaring, my divine body is much larger than all of yours. You cannot kill me so easily. Meijian starts running away out of fear, but Luo chases her. As long as my 9 Tiger technique is active, you cannot run away from here. Death is your only final way. Meijian attacks again, but now her strikes have become weak. The other 2 cultivators just watch. If this continues, all of Meijian divine power will be finished. Meijian begs, please let me go. Luo gives a flat reply, you should have thought about this before starting this whole game. In anger and frustration, Meijian spends her entire divine body to make one ultimate sword and shouts, whenever I revive back, I will chop this golden horned beast into pieces. And Luo says, I will send you up again. Finally, Meijian game was over. Luo keeps her 2 treasures with himself and comes to the remaining 2 cultivators. Do you both still want to fight? They both immediately refuse. Luo says, if you want to stay alive, then tell me the whole truth about this place. Now those 2 tell everything like a parrot, that no matter how much you travel in this universe, you cannot move beyond 100 light years. As soon as you reach the boundary, you reach back to your starting point. No one knows the way out of here. Only the one whose luck is bad comes here. Here the original Luo has completed his training. He wakes up from meditation and says, success. Awesome. I have reached level 7th, and the gene level of my divine body has increased by 9,800 times. This is not perfect, but it is not less than anyone either. If the beast clone was nearby, then I would have reached the perfect level and been able to use my extraordinary techniques. I am the universe. But the body of the beast is large, therefore training will take time. Back in the portal world, the beast, now in the form of the Mosha clone, is moving forward quickly. He remembers the words of those two cultivators. Luo had asked them, is it possible to get out of here? They had advised only if someone possesses a clone body, because the clone body can be blown up here and used again in the real world. Luo thinks, is there really no other way? Just then he feels that the area in front is becoming very dense. Suddenly so much pressure falls on the body of the Mosha clone that he immediately steps back. Babata asks, what happened, Luo? Luo says, groaning, it felt as if 100 knives were plunged inside me. With this pressure my divine body was damaged 70%. But the surprising thing is that nothing happened to the beast. I do not know why. Just then a highly beautiful sight appears in front of him. Babata, getting excited, starts taking her pictures. Luo says there is a pattern everywhere here. Just then Babata sees a planet which was filled with legendary G-class metal. Babata shouts, Luo, these are the ones that are born after a planet passes through a black hole. If the beast eats them, his divine body will recover 80% more. This is a super rare opportunity. Babata was still speaking when Luo, turning into the beast, already started eating them. He found another planet on which there were black metal pieces. Those too were not less than any treasure. Luo eats them as well, and says in wonder, 2 planets so close. Are there more such treasures here? By eating those treasures, the divine body of the beast increased further. Just then Flame Star Lord arrives in front of Luo. Luo asks with respect, Master, what are you doing here? That master says, child, I represent the Stellar Beast Alliance and I have come here to save you. This place is the sacred ground of the Stellar Beast Alliance, which has been created by the most elder stellar ancestors of our alliance. Luo is shocked. This means we are still in the original world. The master explains, the ancestors have changed the rules of this place and created a barrier all around so that only stellar beasts can come here. Luo understands why the body of the Mosha clone was facing so much trouble here. Now the master says, come with me, the big members of the alliance are waiting for you. He takes him to a cave which had a wormhole. As soon as they cross it, they reach the stellar sacred mountain. The master says, while making a way, if any of our new members comes here, they have to pass the test of this sacred mountain, so that no one can enter here by changing their appearance. Luo thinks in his mind, what if my identity gets revealed on this stellar sacred mountain? There were many other flying beasts there as well. The eyes of all of them were scrutinizing Luo closely. Seeing this, Luo speaks in his mind, it seems I will get caught. What should I do now? Just then the Beastmaster says to Luo, child, do not be afraid, the powerful beasts of our alliance have come to meet you. In no time a lot of super beasts and legendary beasts surround Luo. Luo prepares himself in his mind. Now that I have reached here, whatever happens next will be seen. Luo looks at the beasts standing there, among whom were 10 Cosmic Masters and 2 Universe Masters. Just then a flying beast comes forward, pushing everyone aside and starts staring at Luo. Luo starts getting nervous, but just then that beast suddenly hugs Luo and says, welcome back. After this, all the other beasts also tell their names and start singing a song for Luo. Just then one beast asks everyone to dance, after which they all start having fun and joking around. Luo is left stunned seeing this. He says in his mind, people say that space giants are extremely dangerous, but when it comes to brotherhood, their love is truly something to behold. Just then, those 2 Universe Masters say to Luo, child, you achieved the Cosmic Master level through your own self-cultivation. This is truly incredible. Under the guidance of our alliance, you will emerge as an extraordinary power. Right then, both masters receive a message. They say to Luo, child, the Stellar Beast Ancestor wants to meet you. Hearing this, Luo gets a bit frightened, but the master reassures him, do not be afraid. Among all the cosmic master beasts here, none have ever had the chance to meet the Ancestor. Therefore, you should consider this a massive opportunity. Now the Flame Beast Master takes Luo to the Ancestor's location. The Ancestor begins by praising Luo. Killing Cosmic Lord Magiem, that was impressive. Meanwhile, Luo thinks to himself, he created this entire beast world himself, so he must know every single corner of this place. Suddenly, the Ancestor's voice echoes. Human, do you truly believe you can hide your identity from me? Following this, he unleashes his divine power upon Luo. Luo is completely unable to resist it. As the Ancestor scans Luo's memories, he says, "You even faced powerful enemies just to protect Earth. Your courage must be commended. No wonder they call you the genius of the human race." Now Luo reverts back to his Mosha clan body and greets the Ancestor, saying, "Possessing the body of the golden horned beast was a matter of compulsion for me, so please forgive me." The stellar Ancestor replies, "This was not your compulsion, it was your destiny. And it makes no difference to me because you have been called here for a specific purpose, which has been arranged by your teacher, Star Tower Master Zoranko." The Ancestor reveals, "I have made an agreement with your master, under which I will open the special cultivation portals of the Stellar Beast Alliance exclusively for you. Out of everyone in the world, the true understanding of the Beast God statue lies only within the members of our Stellar Beast Alliance." Luo thinks to himself, "That explains why whenever I trained with the Beast God statue using the Beast Clone, I never faced any difficulty." Without a doubt, the Golden Horned Beast is a descendant of the Beast God. The Ancestor takes Luo to a specific location and says, "If you do not fulfill your master's condition, you will be trapped here forever." Luo sees a vast number of beast statues there. The Ancestor reverts to his normal form and says, "Luo, this is the Beast God world, and a supreme technique is hidden within every single statue here. The flow of time here is also more than 10,000 times faster, which will make your training incredibly rapid." Luo says this is just like the Time Palace cultivation, which accelerates time by 100 times, but in the presence of the Ancestor, this time can increase by 10,000 times. Wow! The Ancestor throws down a challenge. "If you complete the objective within 1 year, I will give you a supreme treasure. But if you fail, your master will have to give me a supreme treasure. Your goal is very simple. You must defeat me." Luo falls down in absolute shock. How can an immortal level cultivator like me defeat one of the universe's strongest? The Ancestor smiles. "Do not worry, my clone will fight you. His divine body will be exactly like yours, but he will use the supreme techniques of the Cosmic Master level. Your only chance of winning is if you create a cosmic level technique while remaining at the immortal level, or if you yourself become the universe's strongest. Otherwise, you will stay right here. Put forth your entire strength." After the Ancestor leaves, Luo thinks, becoming the universe's strongest is impossible, so creating a cosmic master level technique is the only way. Luo thinks, "My knowledge of the Beast God is still at a basic level, and cultivating here will give a foundational strength to my Beast God technique." Taking the form of the beast, Luo begins to observe the statues. Babata points toward one statue. "This is the Gold Beast God. It holds the power of gold and space laws. This will be highly beneficial for you." Luo sits down to cultivate. There were a total of 64 statues, each having different patterns. Babata shows him a spot where all those patterns were emerging. Sensing them, Luo says, "I can see them, but I am unable to understand them. How will I create a technique from these?" Babata advises, "The Ancestor only told you to defeat his clone. He did not set any other conditions. You can use your inner technique. I mean the I am the universe technique, which you received after reaching the perfect gene level." Luo likes this idea. "You are absolutely right, Babata. The power of the I am the universe technique is truly far greater than a cosmic master. Babata, I will also use the help of the 9 Tribulations Code to help the Golden Horn Beast reach the perfect gene level, so that he too can use the I am the universe technique." There is no limit to Babata and Luo's happiness. Both were thinking that this means there is no need to spend 100,000 years here. We will reach the perfect gene level in just 100 days. In the blink of an eye, the beast does reach the perfect gene level. but he does not receive any technique. Luo and Babata were left stunned. Luo says disappointedly, "There is no change in the body. No technique was received. If I try to force that technique, all of my spiritual power will be completely exhausted." On the other side, the Ancestor and the Star Tower Master are monitoring Luo while having a drink. The Ancestor mocks him, "It looks like your student is in trouble. Anyone who reaches the perfect gene level receives a technique in the normal universe, but this is a world created by me. He will get nothing here. He will have to rely solely on the beast god world," and added, "and perhaps he will not be able to defeat me." The Star Tower Master calmly says, "Patience, my friend, only time will tell." Luo thinks in his mind, "My master would never make a losing bet. If the Star Tower Master has done so much planning to bring me to this place, then there is definitely something here that can grant me victory." He goes out for a walk and then sits down for cultivation once again. He had already learned 2 sets of techniques, due to which his soul power and divine body had become 100 times stronger. But he knew that just this much was not enough. Luo begins to think deeply, and explores the place again. He realizes that on these statues, not only the techniques written on the outside matter, but one's inner strength is crucial. He says, "In this entire world, only these 64 statues and the patterns carved on them are unique. I must achieve something using these alone." Luo begins to combine those patterns. Seeing this, the Star Tower Master starts laughing, but the Stellar Ancestor gets annoyed. He is merely joining patterns. The Beast God path is not that simple. The Star Tower Master, laughing, starts walking away with the Ancestor's wine and says while leaving, "What is this wine anyway, my dear friend? Now just keep your supreme treasure ready to give to me." Luo begins to understand those patterns by utilizing his real body and the Nethersea clone. Gradually, everything starts becoming clear to him. Now Luo uses the I am the universe technique along with his Nethersea clone, and even goes on to create a micro-universe of his own. That sight was so beautiful that anyone watching would be left wide-eyed. Taking a deep breath, Luo says, "To make this possible, I had to expend a massive amount of my spiritual power, but looking at this power, it feels like it was all worth it." Luo says, "I can control everything created inside this micro-universe. Along with launching attacks on the enemies who enter it, I can destroy them in a single moment." Babata says, "This is truly an amazing power." But just then Luo looks at Babata's tail, smiles and says, "You are not Babata, you are Ataka." In reality, the real Babata was with Luo's original body, and here the Ataka AI was roaming around taking the form of Babata. Luo was observing the micro-universe intently. Looking at the patterns formed on it, he realizes, the patterns here and the ones carved on those 64 beast god statues are exactly the same. All these statues are made from these very patterns. On the other side, a deep conversation was going on between the Star Tower Master and the Stellar Alliance Ancestor. The Master says, "A long time ago, all techniques used to be based on the patterns of these 64 beast god statues." At this, the Stellar Ancestor taunts, "After all, what will Luo gain by looking at these patterns over and over again? He is just wasting his time. He still hasn't understood that the most important thing in the Beast God path is the secret of the Beast God heart. If he wants to understand the Beast God path, he must understand the Beast God heart secret. Only then will he become a true Beast God. But he is nowhere near it. 10,000 years pass by while he does all this. Even then, he continues his cultivation with full dedication." The Master replies with a smile, "If Luo understands the relation between these 64 Beast God patterns and his technique I am the universe, then he will create a new technique of his own. He possesses the spiritual sea, so he will be able to utilize them as well." Luo was deeply immersed in cultivation. He says to himself, "I cannot understand all 64 patterns at once. For now I must focus on the gold beast god." Thinking this, Luo falls asleep. In his dream, he sees himself as the gold beast god. He was a calm-natured gold beast god playing with butterflies. But suddenly the scene changed. That beast was surrounded by thousands of powerful cultivators. A fierce destruction took place, everyone was killed, and that beast, covered in blood, was counting its last breaths. Even while dying, it could see those same golden butterflies. Suddenly his eyes snap open, but the golden butterfly from his dream was still present right before his eyes. He is left completely dumbfounded and says, "Have I truly become a beast god?" It feels as if the difference between illusion and reality has completely vanished. Luo finally tries to weave those golden butterfly patterns from his dream once again. Seeing this, the stellar ancestor is shocked. He could not believe that Luo would understand all this so quickly. The Luo had done something truly incredible. He was playing with the patterns as if they were toys. And in the blink of an eye he had created an ultimate technique. The Ataka AI shouts, "This is a cosmic master level technique." Luo now directly challenges the stellar ancestor. The ancestor arrives there laughing. Luo asks, "Which weapon will you use?" The ancestor brings his divine body down to Luo's level and says, "I will only use my hands." When we truly understand the beast god heart, our hands themselves are no less than any weapon. Luo's eyes turn beastly red. "I am ready to fight!" With the speed of lightning, he rushes near the ancestor and unleashes a close-range attack. He strikes using his new technique, but the ancestor manages to evade it. The ancestor launches a counterattack, but because of his Mosha clan body, nothing happens to Luo. The battle grows even more intense. The ancestor grabs Luo by the leg and starts swinging him around in the air. Luo smiles and tries to land a kick. Just then, Luo fully activates his new technique. His speed increased so drastically that the ancestor could barely block him. Luo delivers a deep cut on his face with his razor-sharp claws. The fight was now entirely in Luo's favor. The ancestor was unable to tackle him, and right then, with all his might, Luo plunges his hand directly into the ancestor's chest, defeating his clone. Luo himself could not believe it. Did I really defeat the ancestor? Even though he was at my level, his combat experience was vastly superior to mine. Luo walks up to him and says, "From the beginning to the end, you were only defending yourself. Perhaps that is why I won." The ancestor replies with a smile, "Do not be so modest, child. I used my absolute best defense technique of the Cosmic Master level, yet you still checkmated me. If I had gone on the offensive, perhaps I would have won, but you would have just grown stronger and defeated me again anyway. There was no point in dragging this match out any longer." Suddenly, Star Tower Master Zaranko appears there and praises Luo. "After 180 million years, you have emerged as a completely new individual. Now, instead of relying on treasures, you depend on your own strength, technique, and power. You will face no difficulty in reaching the Cosmic Master level now." But the Stellar Ancestor interrupts, saying, "Do not forget, Luo achieved all of this because of his golden-horned beast body." At this, the Star Tower Master smiles and replies, "Do I really need to remind you to fulfill your promise now, my friend?" Fulfilling his promise, the Ancestor brings out the Beast God armor. He says, "This supreme treasure set armor is made by combining 526 treasures." Luo is completely stunned. Taking his master's permission, Luo begins to merge the armor with the beast's body. The Ancestor explains, "This includes 2 high-level treasures and 1 top-level treasure. You can even use its wings and horns separately." The beast now looked incredibly terrifying and powerful in that armor. Luo says, "Magnificent." And seeing his student like this, the Star Tower Master's chest swells with pride. As Luo moves around with the armor, all his beast companions gather around him, making the scene look absolutely spectacular. When they are about to leave, the Stellar Ancestor stops Luo, takes him to a corner and asks, "Have you ever thought about leaving the human race and joining our Stellar Beast Alliance?" Luo politely refuses because his friends and family belong to the human race. The Ancestor then offers a piece of advice: do not give up your human identity. Instead, let your golden horned beast clone become a part of our alliance. This way you will get the full backing of a highly powerful alliance. Luo agrees to this but notes, "This will also increase my responsibilities." However, Luo was never one to back down from responsibilities, so he immediately accepts. Star Tower Master starts laughing seeing all this and says to the Ancestor, "Since my student is joining your alliance, won't he receive any treasure from you?" The Ancestor says, textually irritated, "I just gave him such a priceless armor." The Master counters, "That was because you lost the bet. From the alliance's side, what everyone usually gets. Won't he even get a supreme treasure?" Accepting defeat, the Ancestor gives another supreme treasure weapon, the Moonblade, specifically for Luo's human body, meaning his original body. The Star Tower Master also gives Luo a special device through which he can contact him at any time. Now Luo's Mosha clan body successfully reaches his original body. Instantly, Babata starts bickering and playfully wrestling with the Ataka AI. Upon returning to the original universe, the golden horned beast undergoes its perfect gene transformation, which had been completely stuck while staying in the beast universe, making him incredibly strong and completely altering his physical form. Luo smiles and thinks to himself, "Now it is time to return to the Primordial Star. I possess so many treasures that everyone will want to launch an attack on me. If I go there in my human body, it might invite unwanted trouble, but currently everyone believes that I am afraid to go there, and that is the absolute best news for me." A deep smile appears on Luo Feng's face. He draws out his brand new weapon, activates his silver wings, and makes a blockbuster entry. Whoever dares to cross his path gets completely obliterated. Finally, we see Luo inside his luxurious palace, where there is absolute peace on the outside, but within him, a new storm is beginning to brew. Luo stands in absolute silence, his eyes fixed on some distant horizon. He contemplates deeply within himself. The first journey to the Primordial Star was filled with endless surprises for me. I managed to acquire 2 supreme treasures. The body of my golden horned beast has officially reached the perfect gene level. I have also successfully completed the 9 Tribulation Codex. And after becoming a Cosmic Master, I have finally gained absolute and complete control over Earth. He pauses slightly, taking a long, deep breath. But that era is now over. Now, I am the true master of the Star Tower. I have already taken my first steps toward the absolute peak of the universe. Suddenly, the entire atmosphere shifts instantly. Luo receives an unexpected and urgent message from the Chaos City Lord. And without wasting a single moment, he rushes straight to his side. The very moment he steps in front of his teacher, he senses a strange, overwhelming energy radiating from right behind him. There was no explicit killing intent hidden within it. But the sheer presence was powerful enough to shake a person to their very soul. Slowly, a spiritual form begins to materialize out of thin air, and a deep, echoing voice asks, "Luo, do you recognize me?" Luo flashes a faint, subtle smile. "You are. Lonson Lord, you were the one who saved my life, back when the 3 races had surrounded me from all sides. It is solely because of you that I am standing here today, saying this much." Luo abruptly turns around and greets him with profound respect, because in reality, the true, physical form of Lonson Lord was standing right behind him. Then, with a subtle smile, Chaos City Lord says, "Lonson, you still haven't changed this habit of yours playing pranks on the younger generation." Suddenly, a ripple passes through the fabric of space. A portal cracks open, and ice crystals instantly begin to form all around its edges. A freezing wind locks the entire atmosphere in a bitter chill. Chaos City Lord states in a calm, steady voice, "He is my junior disciple, Ice Peak Lord." Without wasting a single second, Luo greets him as well. "Martial Uncle." Ice Peak Lord merely casts a freezing, piercing glance at him. No response, only pure, cold silence. Just then, Babata softly whispers, "Impressing him is next to impossible. But his contribution to the human race is monumentally immense." Suddenly, a terrifying rift cracks open in the silent space, and a potent dark energy begins to spread in all directions like poison. Luo shudders and says to himself in panic, "This aura, this feels exactly like pure dark energy." But before the darkness can take over, the Chaos City Lord releases his golden radiance, which tears right through that black shadow. Just then, two more powerful cultivators manifest there, the Dark Lord and his student Yanko Lord. Seeing the gravity of the situation, Luo steps forward and greets everyone with absolute manners and respect. Right then, Babata's astonished voice echoes in Luo's ears. "Luo, be careful, these are all the strongest pillars of humanity, but the shocking thing is, there isn't a single word about them in the virtual universe database. Who on earth are they after all?" Before Luo can comprehend anything, the Chaos City Lord breaks the silence and says, "Luo, I have called you all here to introduce you to a very special personality, he who is my teacher and also the founder of this entire virtual universe." Cut to the next scene, they all begin to move toward the origin of the virtual universe. Luo senses a strange sensation within his body. It feels as though I am moving toward the absolute origin of the universe itself. The Chaos City Lord explains, "You are thinking correctly, Luo. This is where Teacher resides, and this is the absolute origin of the virtual universe." Just then, a massive spiritual form appears before them. Chaos City Lord says to Luo, "He is my teacher, Grandmaster Yawn. He was the first human to become the strongest in the universe. No one, even beyond the original universe, can fathom the true extent of his power. It is under his shadow that the human race has become the most powerful race in the universe today. Everything our human race possesses today is possible solely because of him." Luo is left completely stunned looking at that great personality, and he is the strongest warrior of the human race. Chaos City Lord and everyone else greet Grand Teacher Yawn with profound respect. Chaos City Lord says to his teacher, "Master, your disciple here is protecting Chaos City, and now, a student of mine has also become a Cosmic Lord. I am confident that the human race will grow even further now." While returning from there, Luo asks a question. "Master, when Grand Teacher was so powerful, how did he pass away?" A deep sadness envelops Chaos City Lord's voice. "He is not dead, Luo. He has been sealed." The Dark Lord takes over the conversation. Grand Teacher had become the strongest in the universe, but he wanted to cultivate further and become even stronger, which went against the laws of the original universe. The universe origin considered this a violation and punished him. He fought against the universe origin, but in the end he was sealed. Luo asks Chaos City Lord, "Is there absolutely no way for us to free him?" His teacher shakes his head in disapproval. Chaos City Lord looks straight into Luo's eyes. "After he was sealed, the other races began launching attacks on us. The purpose of bringing you here today is for you to understand that the responsibility of the human race now rests upon our shoulders." Luo returns back to Earth. He observes that after many years, the humans of Earth have formed relations with other intelligent species, making the warriors here far more genius and powerful than ever before. Now, star-level and universe-level warriors have become a common sight on Earth, and there are now 11 immortal warriors. Everyone knows how immense Earth's importance is. Those who have an evil eye on Earth will not sit quietly. I must work even harder now. Luo activates the second-level power of his silver wings, and golden radiance shoots out in every direction, tearing through space. Luo's servants and Master Hong recognize that light the moment they see it. Luo explains, "My range has now reached 80 light-years. Everything within this perimeter is under my absolute control. I have suppressed my powers so that no planet gets accidentally destroyed." Babata locates a red giant planet where there was no sign of life. Luo unleashes a strike upon it, and in the blink of an eye that planet is blown into pieces. Babata shouts, "Looking at this power, no one can deny that you are a cosmic lord." Luo names the second level the Golden Kingdom, and resolves that he will definitely find its missing parts. Just then, Babata receives a mail. The Lord of the Ancestral God Palace has summoned Luo. Luo reaches there immediately. The Lord says, "Luo, I have come to know that you are not a cosmic lord, yet you can utilize their ultimate technique. This ability of yours has been witnessed for the very first time in this universe." Luo thinks to himself, "They know everything. That is why they are called the Guardians of the Universe Origin. The Lord continues, "You have been our external member for a long time, so I want to assign you a mission. The human race has nothing to do with this." Luo agrees, "If this poses no danger to my loved ones, then I am ready." The Lord hands over a specific item to him. Certain changes are taking place in the Dark Realm that pose a threat to the original universe. Go and find out who is behind this, and whoever stands as an obstacle, eliminate them. In the next scene we find ourselves in a scene from the Yuanao secret realm from years ago. The king of that realm discovers an incredibly strange treasure. The moment he sees it, he is filled with absolute joy and says, "Now with this treasure in my possession, the original universe cannot harm me in the slightest." In the next scene, Luo is moving toward that very secret realm. During the journey, Babata informs him that the master of this realm is Yuanao, who possesses extraordinary power. He used to travel the universe alone, and because of this he forcibly kidnapped people from various races and placed them across the 12 different continents of this realm, just so they could increase their population and keep fighting among themselves. While passing over one continent, Luo senses that most of the people here belong to weaker races and come from small clans. Anyone here who belongs to a powerful clan rules over the weak and keeps them as slaves. Babata further explains that the detection range of this frogship is limited to only 100 million kilometers, but the continents of this place are incredibly massive. The smallest continent here is about 1 light year wide, and the largest one extends up to 8 light years. If they set out to investigate every single place, it would easily take 10,000 years. At this, Luo says with a subtle smile, "We don't need to make such a long journey. If we find even a single target, the rest of the clues will automatically fall into place." 6 months pass by in search of a target. Luo was investigating a continent when suddenly, the frogship's eyes turn red. Luo and Babata instantly understand that the prey is nearby. Luo utilizes his divine sense to figure out the exact direction. Right nearby, a wounded cultivator named Bua was running away to escape from his enemies, hoping to save his life somehow and return later to take revenge. But just then, a cultivator named Flame Dragon steps out in front of him and launches a strike. The moment the powerful attack lands, the warrior crashes to the ground, and his enemies completely surround him from all sides. That wounded cultivator roars, "Even if I die today, I will not leave any of you alone even after my death." At this, his enemies burst out laughing. "Death is standing right in front of you, and you are still wagging your tongue? Chop him into pieces. Low-gene people like you don't deserve to stay here." The very moment the captain orders to kill Bua, everything suddenly comes to a standstill. It was as if time itself had stopped. Luo had arrived there, and due to his sheer pressure, every single one of them stood frozen. Luo slowly walks up to Flame Dragon and twists his neck without any effort. In a single moment, his voice is silenced forever. The moment he touches him, Luo begins to see all of his memories. He says in a cold tone, "I have found my first prey." He learns that this person had slaughtered many innocents, but still, a question arises in Luo's mind. How can such weak cultivators pose a threat to the original universe? Especially when the level of the Lord here is only up to Universe Venerable. Before leaving, Luo walks up to Bua. Seeing his miserable condition, he says to him, "You want to protect your clan, don't you? Then take this." Luo hands him a fruit. The moment Bua takes it, his genes begin to transform, and in the blink of an eye, he reaches straight to the peak sage level. Luo continues his journey, and with the help of the frogship, he starts locating and eliminating evil people one by one. Gradually, he understands that the people of this entire continent are living as slaves to the lord of this place. Without wasting any time, Luo directly reaches that lord's palace, where many girls were kept enslaved. Luo sets them free and puts everyone else to death. Now he had a clear idea. This lord is merely a pawn. The real threat is the king who is controlling him from behind. To draw the enemy out, Luo activates the Golden Kingdom power of his silver wings, and in the next instant, his golden light begins to spread in all directions. On the other side, sitting at his hideout, the king senses that energy. He immediately understands that Luo has eliminated his lord. The king mutters in absolute rage, "Just as I thought, the ancestral god sect will definitely interfere in my plan. Now whoever comes here, I will grind them into dust." Meanwhile, Luo reaches another continent. He observes that the golden frog ship's eyes are turning red once again, meaning these people are also enemies of the primal universe. Without wasting any time, Luo completely binds them, but just then fire suddenly begins to spread in all directions, and from the midst of that very fire the king steps forward. Luo strikes with his sword, forcing the king to back away. Right then the king's men cry out in utter panic, "He is done for now, our king will finish him. King, save us." One of them attempts to launch an attack on Luo, but Luo obliterates him on the spot using his 9 Tiger River domain. The rest of the men are left completely dumbfounded witnessing this raw power. Perhaps even our king is not safe now. Hearing this, the king's rage hits the absolute roof. Luo states in a cold tone, "I have been ordered to eliminate you and your pawns." The king bursts into a loud, mocking laugh. "I have witnessed the entire universe. Not even a true god can kill me. So what worth do you hold?" The butter warns Luo. This king's body spans over 1,000,000 kilometers, his divine energy is exceptionally pure, and he has no shortage of treasures either. Defeating him will not be easy. Luo calmly tells the king, "If we fight here, this entire continent will be reduced to ashes. Let's go somewhere else." With a subtle smile, the king opens a portal and transports both of them to a different location. Upon arriving there, the king discovers that Luo is the lord of the Milky Way galaxy. Drawing out his spiked hammer and shield, he says in a deeply contemptuous tone, "Even though you killed 6,000 cosmic lords all at once, which is indeed commendable, but before me, you are nothing more than a mere child of the human race who has only been cultivating for a short period of time." In the next instant, both crash into each other, Luo with his moonblade and the king with his hammer. Their collision is so catastrophic that the surrounding planets begin to shatter into pieces. The king unleashes his hammer technique, expanding a massive domain. The moment it opens, Luo's Golden Kingdom domain is completely suppressed, making it difficult for him to even move a muscle. For a split second, fear creeps into Luo's heart. Perhaps today is my end. But in the very next moment he pulls himself together. Gathering every ounce of his strength, he activates the Golden Kingdom, the 9 Tiger River domain and the Moonblade all at once, successfully blocking the hammer's devastating strike. The king is left absolutely stunned witnessing this. He managed to stop the ultimate move of my hammer, and his divine energy didn't even drop a single bit. Now, the king decides to reveal his true hidden power. Tearing through space-time, he cracks open a portal and summons that strange treasure he had obtained from the Universe Sea years ago. The very moment he pulls that godward treasure out of the portal, its sheer pressure is so staggering that its resonance alerts powerful beings far and wide. Smiling with absolute arrogance, the king says, "I used this very treasure to defeat a cosmic lord in a single strike, and today I will rip you to shreds." The moment the treasure emerges, the monumentally powerful universe masters across the entire primal universe instantly sense that the godwood has resurfaced. Desperate to claim it for themselves, they immediately begin dispatching the top cultivators of their respective races toward the location, with Luo Feng desperately dodging the lethal onslaught of Yuan our master, who is swinging his massive weapon with brutal force. Utilizing his incredible agility, Luo Feng evades the strikes and immediately unleashes the third form of his star map. He triggers the devastating technique known as Meteor Shower the Sky, causing a massive torrent of falling stars to rain down directly upon the king. This visual attack is as grand as it is destructive. However, utilizing his mysterious wooden artifact, the king successfully reflects the entire meteor barrage away from himself. Having defended himself effortlessly, the king laughs arrogantly and mocks Luo Feng, claiming that a weak attack like that couldn't even leave a single scratch on his divine body, and challenges him to face the wrath of his third eye. Instantly, the eye embedded in the king's forehead activates, unleashing a terrifying laser attack. Luo Feng dodges just in time. but the sheer power of the laser beam completely shatters and destroys a neighboring planet on the spot. Luo Feng immediately notices that whenever that black wooden artifact appears in space, Yuan Ao Master's energy spikes dramatically. The king then utilizes the object to charge a massive fire attack, creating a colossal spatial tornado that warps the surrounding area. Sensing the extreme danger of this upcoming strike, Luo Feng takes no chances and simultaneously activates his finest secret techniques, I Am the Universe and the Golden Country's 9 Tiger Technique, unleashing the 9 Roads Rivers. The combined energy of these two ultimate forms creates a massive cosmic shockwave, causing the king to look on with genuine impression. The king mockingly states that Luo Feng is finally playing his trump card, and challenges him to see how long he can last. With a surge of power, the king strikes forward with his blade, completely shattering Luo Feng's 9 Roads Rivers on impact. Seeing the blade advancing directly toward him, Luo Feng compresses his miniature universe 6 times over, executing 6 consecutive half-moon slash attacks that merge into a colossal spinning wheel of energy. When this force collides with the king's blade, a planetary-level impact is released. The resulting explosion is so violent that it blasts both Yuan Ao Master and Luo Feng deep into the far reaches of space. Yuan Ao Master is utterly shocked that Luo Feng managed to completely block his ultimate strike. However, the collision inflicts severe damage on Luo Feng's divine body, draining his energy reserves down to nearly 80%. Gasping for air, Luo Feng realizes that he vastly underestimated how much the strange artifact would amplify the king's power. Taking swift action, Luo Feng pulls out his ancestral godsect token and sends an urgent distress signal, requesting immediate backup from the sect's supreme masters to handle this escalating crisis. After sending the message, he compliments Yuan Ao Master's incredible strength before activating his 9-driver raw seal to retreat at full speed. Seeing Luo Feng flee the battlefield, the king flies into a blind rage, vowing that Luo Feng cannot escape his sight. He pursues Luo Feng across space, launching a flurry of attacks along the way. However, due to the immense weight of the wooden artifact, the king cannot match Luo Feng's maximum speed. Luo Feng taunts him, saying that no matter how hard he tries, his weight is too much of a burden, and promises to wait for him. Realizing the futility of the chase, the king halts and furiously declares that Luo Feng can run for now, but eventually, he will have to return. Suddenly, a massive rift tears through the fabric of space, and a powerful 4-eyed cultivator emerges from the void. He immediately addresses Luo Feng as Lord, revealing that he was dispatched by the ancestral god sect to assist him. This supreme powerhouse is none other than the 9 Remoteness Master. Luo Feng expresses his deep gratitude for the timely support. The 9 Remoteness Master quickly explains the gravity of the situation, stating that this incident has escalated into a major crisis. He reveals that every major superpower in the universe has mobilized, including the Northern Alliance, the Demon Race, the Prison Race, the Crystal Race, and the highly lethal Automaton and Automaton-allied Zerg Race. All of them have deployed their top-tier universe masters to this specific location. Upon hearing this terrifying news, the accompanying Arrow King begins to tremble with fear and grows dizzy. Luo Feng gently comforts his ally and safely transfers him into his inner world, the body universe, for absolute protection. Luo Feng then asks the 9 Remoteness Master why all these legendary cultivators are converging on this mini-universe. The 9 Remoteness Master instantly compresses his massive size to match Luo Feng's proportions. He explains that every cultivator is hunting the mysterious wooden object currently held by the king. He describes the artifact as highly anomalous and unimaginably powerful, noting that it is the only item ever born from the 3 most hazardous danger zones within the universe ocean. The entire cultivation world believes this item is the closest thing to the absolute origin of heaven and earth. Most shockingly, the artifact contains absolutely no secret engravings, complex patterns, or ancient markings. It is entirely blank, meaning that any user can bypass the need for lore comprehension or study. One simply needs to hold it, activate it, and unleash its full unmitigated power. This revelation leaves Luo Feng deeply astonished. The Nine Remoteness Master goes on to explain that this strange object is not just a supreme weapon, it poses a direct existential threat to the stability of the original universe. Ever since its birth, it has actively destabilized the core origin of the universe itself. Consequently, the ancestral God sect has issued a universal decree: whoever successfully eliminates or destroys this cosmic threat will receive unprecedented blessings and rewards from the original universe that will alter the destiny of their race for generations. This immense favor is the exact reason why all these major races are desperate to claim the mission, hoping to produce a new generation of supreme powerhouses. Luo Feng now fully understands why the absolute titans of the cultivation world are hunting this single object. The Nine Remoteness Master states that they must put discussions aside, eliminate Yuanao Master first and handle the artifact later. The duo then re-invades the king's territory. Upon entering the airspace, Luo Feng expands his vast water body across the region and unleashes his massive aura, roaring across the cosmos for Yuanao Master to come out and face him. Luo Feng's thunderous voice echoes into the deepest corners of the mini-universe. Observing this display, the Nine Remoteness Master is internally blown away by Luo Feng's rapid cultivation growth and immense power, realizing how terrifyingly strong the young warrior has become. Sensing Luo Feng's aggressive presence, Yuanao Master emerges with his colossal body, causing spatial tremors across the sky. He laughs mockingly, noting that Luo Feng has returned with reinforcement, but insults the Nine Remoteness Master, claiming that a newly advanced Universe Master cannot possibly hope to defeat him. He insults Luo Feng's choice of backup as completely foolish and useless. This blatant insult completely enrages the Nine Remoteness Master. Losing his temper entirely, he roars that he does not need to listen to such arrogance and declares that he is more than enough to handle the king alone. Instantly unleashing his true power, his body expands to a colossal scale as he activates a terrifying blood vortex, transforming space into a literal blood sea. The massive ocean of blood surges across the galaxy, swallowing and crushing massive planets like mere toys. On the other side, the king remains unfazed, using his bare hands to rip through space and pulling the mysterious wooden artifact out of the spatial rift. He attempts to use the treasure's unique amplification properties to suppress and control the Nine Remoteness Master's blood sea. In response, the Nine Remoteness Master funnels his entire energy reserve into creating a supreme ocean eye, generating an absolute gravitational vortex. Yuanao Master is caught directly in the impact zone of this vortex. He struggles to break free, but the intense gravitational suppression of the ocean eye forces his massive divine body to compress and shrink rapidly. Luo Feng watches the battle intently, believing the king is finished. However, a catastrophic explosion suddenly tears through space, and the king emerges from the compressed vortex completely unharmed, laughing hysterically. The king mocks the Nine Remoteness Master, stating that his ultimate ocean eye was a pathetic attempt that failed to inflict any real damage. The Nine Remoteness Master is left completely stunned by the artifact's defensive capabilities. Turning to Luo Feng, he explains that the object is truly terrifying, as his strongest secret art, an absolute restriction attack, was easily neutralized. The wooden treasure absorbed nearly 90% of an attack that should have obliterated the king's divine body, completely erasing the kinetic impact. Realizing the enemy's power scaling is dangerously close to a true god level, the Nine Remoteness Master advises Luo Feng that they must stop fighting alone and wait for the remaining alliances to arrive. Luo Feng mentally notes that the Nine Remoteness Master possesses a power level roughly equal to their own Primal Chaos City Lord, who sits at the absolute peak of Universe Masters. If a powerhouse of this caliber cannot damage the king, it proves that Yuanao Master has achieved near true god status. Recognizing that this situation is a threat to the entire universe, Luo Feng accesses his inner world, utilizing Babata and the analytical AI to draft an urgent report to the Primal Chaos City Lord, detailing the king's terrifying power and the threat of the anomalous artifact. Moments later, violent energy fluctuations erupt across space as multiple high-level portals open simultaneously, revealing the absolute elite of the cultivation world. The Flower Lotus Master arrives representing the Zerg Alliance, followed by a massive Golden Horn King from the Space Beast Alliance, alongside prominent Universe Masters from the Crystal Alliance and the Northern Territory Alliance, completely encircling Yuanao Master. Luo Feng breathes a sigh of relief as the gathered experts instantly launch a coordinated assault against the king. However, backed by his godly treasure, Yuanao Master unleashes a terrifying counterattack, systematically dominating the battlefield. He shatters the specialized crystals of the Crystal Alliance and violently suppresses the Space Beasts, forcing every high-level attacker into a brutal retreat. Within minutes, the exhausted experts are forced to form a defensive ring, completely unable to overpower the king's raw dominance, while Yuanao Master laughs maniacally at their utter helplessness. Observing the grim situation, the Zerg Alliance's Flower Lotus Master realizes the opponent's power scales far beyond their initial calculations. Turning to the other masters, she states that fighting individually is pure suicide, and proposes a joint attack strategy to the 9 Remoteness Master, confident that their combined teams can shatter the king's defenses. The 9 Remoteness Master agrees with the logic but notes that a duo attack is insufficient. It will require the synchronized power of every single race present to permanently put an end to Yuanao Master. He suggests they hold their ground and wait for the absolute arrival of all remaining forces. Suddenly, another massive spatial gateway opens, and the Ice Summit Master of the Human Alliance steps onto the battlefield. Luo Feng immediately flies over, greeting him with immense respect as his martial uncle. The Ice Summit Master informs him that the human race's supreme leader is currently deep within the universe ocean and remains unaware of the crisis, but notes that Luo Feng's urgent report was so critical that he personally mobilized to assess the severity of the situation. He then locks eyes with the 9 Remoteness Master, exchanging a silent nod of mutual respect. Suddenly, a terrifyingly hot waves of energy tears through the galaxy, followed by a violent explosion that heralds the arrival of the Flame Emperor. The Flame Emperor looks at Luo Feng with surprise, expressing his shock that a lower-level cultivator is present and questioning his involvement with the humans. This statement instantly triggers the Ice Summit Master's fury. Stepping forward with absolute authority, the Ice Summit Master denounces the Flame Emperor as a vile traitor who betrayed his own flesh and blood and the entire human alliance for the sake of a few petty treasures, questioning how he dares to show his face. He instantly unleashes his absolute ice domain to back his words. The Flame Emperor flies into a rage, unleashing his own catastrophic fire aura to counter the freezing pressure, declaring that he moves entirely by his own will and that no one in the human alliance has the power to restrain him. As the two human powerhouses engage in a dangerous clash of domain and aura, the Zerg Flower Lotus Master scoffs at their behavior, noting that they are wasting energy on internal grudges while a universal threat stands right before them. The Ice Summit Master warns the Flame Emperor that if the other races weren't present, he would freeze him into absolute oblivion on the spot. The Flame Emperor internally vows that once he obtains the strange artifact and reaches the pinnacle of cultivation, he will crush the entire human alliance under his boots. Breaking the tension, the 9 Remoteness Master expands his divine body once more, commanding everyone to halt their infighting, and calls for an absolute coalition of all present forces and the 9 Domains Alliance to eliminate the king. The Flower Lotus Master, Luo Feng, and the Ice Summit Master immediately step forward to form the vanguard, challenging anyone with a better strategic plan to speak up. The Flower Lotus Master points out that raw physical force cannot kill the king due to the artifact's defense. Luo Feng uses his strategic brilliance to offer an alternative, suggesting that if killing the target is impossible through direct combat mechanics, they should implement a spatial lockdown and seal him away permanently. The Ice Summit Master highly agrees, revealing that he possesses a top-tier sealing treasure, but notes that activating such a high-level sealing arcane requires the energy support of an exceptionally powerful master. Just as he finishes his sentence, an ancient, colossal portal tears open in the center of the universe. A massive godlike hand emerges from the void, accompanied by a cosmic soul pressure so terrifying that it instantly paralyzes every universe master on the field. The Black Universe Creator himself steps out of the rift. Seeing this supreme entity, Luo Feng is completely awestruck. Realizing that the involvement of a universe founder proves the situation has reached a critical peak, the Supreme Founder addresses the coalition, stating that while their sealing strategy is correct, their current power level is completely insufficient to forcefully lock down Yuan our master. He offers a direct proposal, stating that he can utilize his godly founding powers to easily seal the king inside the arcane artifact, reassuring them that since he belongs to no specific race, he has no interest in stealing their cultivation credits. The Nine Remoteness Master respectfully asks what the founder demands in return for his divine assistance. The founder approaches the group and directly demands the strange wooden artifact, promising to compensate the coalition with multiple top-tier ultimate arcana in return. After a brief tactical discussion, the leaders of the Zerg, Human and Space Beast alliances accept the terms, seeing no issue with the trade. With the deal finalized, the ultimate phase of the battle begins as the remaining Universe Masters clear the area to witness the Founder's power. The Black Universe Creator steps forward, raising his hand to execute a supreme cosmic technique, instating an absolute wordlock that entirely freezes the region. The surrounding continents, spatial dimensions and energy fluctuations are instantly locked into total motionlessness. Sensing his absolute confinement, Yuan our master explodes into a furious frenzy, unleashing his full cosmic power as he roars that they are all shameless cowards for bringing a true god-level founder to fight him. The king furiously declares that these petty races cannot hope to cage him, promising to slaughter them all until they are nothing but dust. As the king charges forward with apocalyptic energy and the entire coalition moves to strike, now all the cultivators rush forward with every ounce of their energy to launch a massive attack on the king. But that king was not one to accept defeat easily. Utilizing the mysterious power of that same black wood, he blows everyone away in a single devastating stroke. Immediately after this, the sheer pressure of his weapon cracks open a massive rift in space. With absolute arrogance he declares that they have all conspired to kill him, but he will not fall into their hands and will escape from here very soon. The most shocking part was that, relying on the black wood, the king completely shatters the reinforced domain created by the Dark Cosmos. Witnessing this terrifying sight, Luo Feng and all the other cultivators are left completely flabbergasted. The king is now preparing to flee from the scene with the speed of lightning. But right then, the Nine Nether Sea Master orders the formidable golden-horned beast of the Stellar Beast Alliance to seize him. Upon receiving the command, the massive golden-horned beast utilizes its tremendous infinite light domain to erect a circular barrier all around the king. However, the king manages to break free with the help of the black wood. Using his profound understanding of the law of space, he creates multiple clone bodies of himself. With the help of these clones, he tricks everyone and begins to flee from the battlefield. All the cultivators present on the field unite to destroy those clones one by one, but unfortunately, none of them turn out to be the real king. The energy fluctuations had escalated so heavily that no one could figure out which direction the real king had vanished into. Just then, Dark Cosmos roars, stating that no matter what happens, the king cannot escape from his presence. Using his giant spiritual power, that true god locks onto the king, capturing him from millions of miles away. At this, the king laughs without a single care in the world and says the Dark Cosmos is not powerful enough to hold him in his grip from such a vast distance. Saying this, the king uses his terrifying soul pressure to completely shatter the spiritual hand created by Dark Cosmos. Everyone standing there is left dumbfounded, seeing that this king had successfully neutralized a direct attack from a true god. On the other side, Dark Cosmos informs Ice Peak Master that his attacks have significantly weakened the king's divine body, so he can use his sealing treasure right now to seal him away forever. Hearing this, Ice Peak Master, without even blinking, hurls his sealing treasure toward the king, causing the king to freeze from the bottom up. In the meantime, Dark Cosmos also exerts his full strength to apply heavy pressure on King Emerald from above so that he cannot escape. Finding himself on the verge of being sealed, King Emerald panics. Attempting to strike a deal with Dark Cosmos, he says that if he wants the wooden object, he will willingly hand it over, but in return, Dark Cosmos must help him escape the sealing attack. Hearing these words, Dark Cosmos replies, "I am confident that I can acquire the black wood even without your assistance. However, if I were to help you at this juncture, all the other alliances would turn against me, and my relations with them would be utterly ruined." Saying this, Dark Cosmos begins to push the king toward the seal with even greater force. Seeing death draw closer, King Hemerald plays his final card before Dark Cosmos. He declares, "If you save my life, I can give you another exceptionally priceless treasure along with this black wood." That treasure is none other than the Caphon realm map of Zaron, the strongest in the universe. The moment this name is uttered, a pin-drop silence envelops the entire battlefield, and everyone standing there is left in deep shock. Babata immediately conducts research and informs Luo Feng. Zaron was actually an incredibly powerful true god who used to explore the entire universe from different corners. However, his journey met its end in the Caphon realm of the Universe Sea. Hearing this, Mevlan of the insect clan scoffs, "He is just babbling nonsense out of the fear of dying." Just then, the king pulls out that map from his secret space ring. Waving it toward everyone, he shouts, "Look at this, this is that thread map. If you still don't believe me, look at it carefully with your own eyes." Witnessing the unique glow and energy of that map, every single cultivator present there is left astonished because everyone realized that the thread map was absolutely genuine. Seeing this, the master of the Skywolf clan immediately orders his most capable cultivator, saying, "No matter what you have to do, that map must fall into our hands at any cost." Similarly, a strict order arrives for Mevlan from the Insect Queen as well. Observing the gravity of the situation, Icepeak also rushes straight to Luo Feng. "Wow, the stakes just skyrocketed," he says softly. "This map is incredibly precious for our huge axe, so keep your powers fully activated and stay prepared. Every other clan will be lying in wait with the exact same hope of seizing that map by any means necessary. We must get our hands on that map at all costs." Now the eyes of every single person present there were locked onto Dark Cosmos. Everyone wanted to see what decision Dark Cosmos would ultimately make, and whose side he would take in this great war. Just then, Dark Cosmos says to the king, "Very well, I am ready to help you." Hearing this, all the cultivators present there turn red with rage. Without wasting a single moment, the golden horned beast of the Stellar Beast Alliance launches a direct attack on Dark Cosmos. However, Dark Cosmos uses the sheer strength of his giant palm to block the strike midway. At that exact moment, Mevlan of the Insect clan also attempts to trap Dark Cosmos in her dangerous illusion, but relying on his true essence and raw power, Dark Cosmos breaks free from that illusion with absolute ease. Right then, the Nine Nether Sea Master also lands a powerful punch on Dark Cosmos, sending him skidding back a massive distance. Taking advantage of his sheer speed, the Golden Horned Beast instantly appears right behind Dark Cosmos. Without missing the opportunity, he unleashes a heavy strike upon him. On the other side of the battlefield, a large number of cultivators were rushing toward King Hemerald to seize him, but utilizing whatever remained of his fading strength, the king pulls out the black wood once again. Combining it with his understanding of the space law, he conjures a terrifying fire tornado to completely break free. Just then, Icepeak Master utilizes his incredible ice domain to release a freezing mist. The moment that ultimate cold mist collides with the fire tornado, it gets obliterated in an instant, and the king's entire divine body begins to freeze back into ice. Witnessing this brilliant counter, Luo Feng cannot help but praise Icepeak Master's amazing power in his mind. Right then, all the other cultivators close in directly on the king to snatch that priceless thread map from him. Seeing this, the king understands perfectly well that the Dark Cosmos is currently entangled in combat by the Nine Nether Sea Master. He realizes that if he doesn't act now, the surrounding cultivators will strip him of both the precious map and the black wood. Without a second thought, he takes the map into his hands and rips it into multiple pieces. Every single cultivator on the battlefield is left in absolute shock at this sight. Seizing the moment of distraction, the king uses the power of his black wood to break the space lock and begins to flee. Seeing his deal shattered, the Dark Cosmos is driven wild with rage. The rest of the cultivators unleash their full divine sense to track the king, but unfortunately he is nowhere to be found. However, relying on his absolute speed, the Dark Cosmos instantly intercepts the fleeing king, materializing right in front of him. Trapping him in a powerful specialized spatial lockdown, he roars, "You broke my trust and deceived me." You tore apart the very treasure that was the foundation of our deal. Turning his gaze toward the other cultivators, the Dark Cosmos declares, "If you all want the pieces of that map, take them, but that black wood belongs to me now, no matter what." Witnessing his unyielding stance, everyone present is left astonished. On the other side, Ice Peak Master communicates with Luo Feng through telepathy. They are definitely going to clash now. Even when torn, the scattered fragments of this silk thread map are incredibly valuable and rare in their own right. Just then, the Nine Nether Sea Master shouts at the top of his lungs, "Whichever fragment you can get your hands on, claim it for yourself." Ice Peak Master instantly communicates via telepathy, ordering Luo Feng to flash to the front lines and snatch the map fragments before anyone else. The moment Luo Feng bolts forward like a streak of lightning to claim the treasure, the rest of the greedy cultivators scramble right after him, desperate to intercept. Relying on his sheer agility, Luo Feng maneuvers through the chaos and safely secures a highly valuable piece of the map. Meanwhile, the other cultivators are locked in a brutal free-for-all, tearing into each other for the remaining scattered fragments. A powerful cultivator from the Skywolf clan attempts to pounce on a piece, but the Nine Nether Sea Master intercepts him mid-air, ruthlessly snatching the fragment right out of his grasp. At the exact same time, a cultivator from the Insect clan manages to successfully secure another piece of the map. Just then, Luo Feng notices the Flame Emperor closing in to pick up an exceptionally unique and significant fragment. Luo Feng immediately channels his supersonic speed, bursting toward the location while activating his lethal Nine Tiger River technique mid-flight. Driven by the domain's crushing pressure, he intercepts the trajectory and seizes the precious fragment right before it can touch the Flame Emperor's hand. Witnessing his prize stolen, the Flame Emperor erupts in absolute rage, screaming at Luo Feng at the top of his lungs right in the middle of the battlefield. Luo Feng merely casts a freezing look at him and delivers a cold, piercing reply. Treasures always belong to the one who possesses true capability. Refusing to accept defeat, the furious Flame Emperor shifts his target and bolts toward yet another fragment. But Luo Feng, utilizing his sharp tactical mind and the overwhelming force of the Nine Tiger River domain, cuts him off once again and claims that piece as well. Luo Feng declares with immense pride, "No matter what tricks you try, these fragments belong solely to me." This sends the Flame Emperor's fury completely over the edge. Unleashing his absolute peak power, the Flame Emperor launches a lethal, devastating strike directly at Luo Feng. However, relying on the immense resilience of his reinforced divine body, Luo Feng counters the massive impact with absolute ease, standing completely unfazed. On the other side of the battlefield, the Dark Cosmos has King Emerald pinned down in a crushing spatial grip. Sensing the king's fading resistance, he yells out to Ice Peak Master to quickly bring forth the sealing artifact and assist in locking him away. Evaluating the strategic advantage, Ice Peak Master agrees to cooperate this time. As the Dark Cosmos violently crushes the king between his colossal palms, King Emerald's divine body undergoes severe shock, bringing him to the absolute brink of elimination. Finding himself standing at death's door, King Emerald realizes there is no escape. Filled with rage and desperation, he yells, "If you all are going to gang up on me just to hunt down my treasures, then I will make sure you get absolutely nothing. I will destroy myself." The very next moment, he condenses his entire divine energy and self-destructs. Since King Emerald was a powerful universe master with a massive, million-kilometer-wide body, his self-destruction triggers a catastrophic explosion that shakes the entire fabric of space. As his body shatters, all his priceless treasures, over 500 of them, along with the mysterious black wood, go flying out and scatter across the cosmos. The terrifying resonance of this blast sends waves of panic through all the weaker clans and slaves living on the continent. The rival cultivators also fall into a state of deep tension, because the sheer force of the explosion was warping space, creating a small black hole that began pulling the scattered map fragments and treasures right into it. Ice Peak Master quickly communicates with Luo Feng via telepathy. "Luo Feng, focus entirely on gathering as many treasures as you can." At the exact same time, Ice Peak Master unleashes his lethal Ice Mist domain, enveloping the battlefield in a bitter, freezing fog. Under the combined weight of these two overwhelming domains, the Flame Emperor and Skywolf Master find their movements severely restricted and their divine bodies rapidly weakening. The Skywolf Master's eyes widen in absolute disbelief. He cannot bring himself to accept that Luo Feng, who was just a mere human child a short while ago, has already reached the level of a universe master and is actively suppressing him. Refusing to lose his standing, the Skywolf Master screams in fury and activates his ultimate dream domain. Simultaneously, the Flame Emperor expands his own blazing fire domain to stave off defeat. With 4 incredibly powerful domains activated at once in such a confined space, the clashing energies begin to visibly warp space-time. Watching the data fluctuations on her virtual screens, Babata grows deeply worried. Among all 4 domains, the Skywolf Master's dream domain was the most menacing and unpredictable, slowly encroaching upon the others. Babata shouts directly into Luo Feng's ears, "Luo Feng, be careful. This dream domain isn't an ordinary technique. Skywolf inherited this power directly from his ancestor, and its soul pressure is incredibly intense. To make matters worse, my scanners indicate that Umo, another highly dangerous universe master from the Demon Clan, is approaching this secret realm at breakneck speed. If his backup arrives, we will be completely surrounded. We must gather whatever treasures we can and get out of here immediately before they show up." Luo Feng immediately relays this entire situation to Ice Peak Master, warning him about the incoming backup. Meanwhile, seizing the perfect opportunity, Dark Cosmos successfully gets his hands on the mysterious black wood, and the very moment he secures it, he vanishes from the scene instantly. With Dark Cosmos gone, Luo Feng strategically suggests to Ice Peak Master, "Master, there are only 2 fragments left now, but King Hemeral's remaining treasures are exceptionally rare and valuable. Why don't we give up on these map pieces? That way the other cultivators will stay completely entangled fighting over them, allowing us to easily sweep up the other priceless treasures instead." Ice Peak Master finds Luo Feng's mastermind idea absolutely perfect. Both immediately switch their tactics, leaving the thread map fragments behind to start aggressively gathering the scattered hordes of treasure. In this frantic scramble, the 9 Nether Sea Master is the first to secure the fallen king's highly resilient shield. Since Mevlan of the Insect Clan had fought side by side with him throughout the entire battle, he willingly hands the shield over to her. On the other side of the battlefield, fortune favors the Skywolf Master as he successfully snatches the final 2 fragments of the map. The moment they are in his grasp, his greedy eyes lock onto another remarkable treasure of King Hemeral, the Flame Sand Cup. However, Luo Feng was already charging ahead to claim it. Skywolf instantly accelerates to intercept him, a move that Luo Feng immediately picks up on his sensors. Skywolf roars threateningly, "Human brat! You cannot touch this Flame Sand Cup. This treasure belongs solely to me. If you even attempt to take it, I will not leave you alive." Luo Feng remains completely unfazed by this hollow threat. He turns around and delivers a cold, piercing retort. "Just because I left 2 map fragments for you, you started considering yourself some absolute heavyweight in the universe. Now, get ready to learn your place." Saying this, Luo Feng unleashes his peak power, completely merging his 3 most lethal techniques at once: Golden Kingdom, 9 Tiger River, and Mini-Universe. The moment these 3 ultimate powers combine, the tide of battle turns entirely. Luo Feng's overwhelming energy completely obliterates Skywolf's arrogant dream domain like fragile glass. Witnessing his domain shatter in the blink of an eye, Skywolf is left utterly terrified, his confidence completely crushed. The surrounding universe lords are equally dumbfounded by this unimaginable display of raw power, completely acknowledging Luo Feng's supremacy. Seeing this, Ice Peak Master's chest swells with pride, and he says with a smile, "Brilliant job, Luo Feng! Outstanding! Now I completely understand why the Chaos City Lord holds you in such exceptionally high regard as his student." With a one-sided victory secured in both the grand battle and the treasure hunt, Luo Feng and Ice Peak Master proudly walk away right in front of all the rival alliances, leaving the powerful cultivators standing there completely stunned, watching them leave empty-handed. With this blockbuster scene, our Primordial Star arc officially comes to a conclusion. But Luo Feng's journey is far from over. Its next and most thrilling chapter, the Universe Sea Arc, will be coming very soon to our channel, where Luo Feng will venture into the deepest, most treacherous depths of the cosmos, places where even the greatest gods tremble to step. If you want to continue enjoying accurate, highly engaging and perfectly paced explanations of the Swallowed Star series, make sure to drop a like on this video and hit that subscribe button right away. Until then, take care of yourselves and see you in the next epic episode.